Ever felt like someone's watching you? That eerie sensation that sends shivers down your spine, making you glance over your shoulder only to find nothing there? It's a feeling that can turn the most mundane moments into a nerve-wracking experience. Mark and Anna did, and it turned their dream home into a nightmare. What started as an exciting new chapter in their lives quickly spiraled into a series of terrifying events that they could never have anticipated. Mark and Anna were thrilled when they moved into their new apartment. It was a fresh start, a place where they could build their future together. They spent the first few days unpacking, decorating, and making the space their own. It was spacious, modern, in the perfect neighborhood, the kind of place they had always dreamed of living in. The large windows let in plenty of light, and the open floor plan made it feel even more expansive. But on the first night, the nightmare began. As the sun set and the apartment was enveloped in darkness, an unsettling feeling crept in. The once welcoming space now felt cold and uninviting. As they lay in bed, faint footsteps echoed from the living room. It was as if someone was walking around, but they were the only ones there. The sound was so distinct that it was impossible to ignore. Mark checked, but no one was there. He walked through the apartment, turning on lights and checking every corner but found nothing. The footsteps had stopped, leaving an eerie silence in their wake. They laughed it off, blaming the creaking of an old building. They convinced themselves that it was just the apartment settling, a common occurrence in older buildings, but deep down they both felt uneasy. But the noises grew louder each night. What started as faint footsteps soon escalated to loud bangs and crashes. It was as if someone or something was trying to get their attention. Soft whispers, distant tapping, footsteps in empty rooms. The sounds seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. They would hear whispers in the middle of the night, as if someone was standing right next to them, speaking in hushed tones. Anna would wake up feeling watched, her skin crawling with fear. She would lie in bed, paralyzed with terror, unable to shake the feeling that someone was in the room with them, watching their every move. One night, Mark woke to a chilling sight. He opened his eyes to see a shadowy figure standing at the foot of their bed. It was there for just a moment before disappearing into the darkness. Their furniture was rearranged, and on the dining table, faint scratches spelled out, "Get out." It was a clear message, one that sent chills down their spines. They knew they were not alone. Desperate, they called a priest. They hoped that he could provide some answers or at the very least some comfort. They explained everything that had been happening, hoping he would take them seriously. But he refused to enter, sensing a dark energy. He told them that whatever was in their apartment was beyond his help. It was a malevolent presence, one that he could not confront. Fearing for their lives, they decided to leave. They packed their belongings as quickly as they could, determined to get out before anything else happened. But the apartment seemed to have other plans. But as they packed, the door slammed shut. They were trapped. The door would not budge, no matter how hard they tried to open it. It was as if an invisible force was holding it shut. The invisible entity made its intentions clear. It wasn't leaving and neither were they. They could feel its presence, a dark and oppressive force that seemed to fill the entire apartment. In that moment, their dream home became a prison of terror. They were trapped, with no way out and no one to help them. The apartment that had once been their sanctuary was now a place of unimaginable horror. Would they ever escape the clutches of the dark entity? They tried everything they could think of, but nothing worked. The entity seemed to have complete control over the apartment, and over them. Or were they doomed to be its prisoners forever? The thought of spending the rest of their lives trapped in that apartment was too much to bear. They knew they had to find a way out, no matter what. Stay tuned for more chilling stories. The tale of Mark and Anna is just one of many. There are countless stories of people who have encountered the supernatural, each one more terrifying than the last. Like, comment, and subscribe for your next nightmare. Join us as we delve into the unknown, exploring the darkest corners of the human experience. You never know what might be lurking in the shadows.